Hi everyone, this is the next step in my gouache journey. So as I've been practicing painting with gouache and enjoying it very much, my ultimate goal has been, and it has been for a long time, to be able to paint a Ghibli movie background. And even though my confidence has grown a lot lately because I've been practicing a lot, I don't think I'm there yet, but I've been looking at stills from some of those movies and saving some. And the first one I wanted to work on is Kiki's Delivery Service. It's one of my favorites, and just because I think it's one of the first one, or I think it is the first one that I've ever watched. And it was a long time ago. I hadn't heard of the Ghibli movies or Miyazaki back then. And I went to a garage sale and I bought a bunch of videotapes for my son because we didn't have cable. We still don't, but I bought him movies on videotapes, not DVDs yet. And then I bought that one. They were $1 each. So I got that and then I watched it with him and we both loved it. We watched it many times. And that's when I got more familiar with the Ghibli animation and I really loved it. The art is so beautiful. The music is amazing. And I think it's very dreamy. And one of my favorite characters is Gigi the black cat. So I thought I would do a double page of Gigi because the backgrounds aren't too detailed, too elaborate, and Gigi himself is pretty easy to draw. Also, with my practices, I decided that I liked painting on watercolor paper better because when I use more water, watercolor paper obviously is preferable and works best. So I ended up taking my Moleskine watercolor notebook that I had bought quite a while ago, but I had saved it for something special. And this was the perfect opportunity to get started with it. I don't think it's cotton paper, but it's 130 pounds, so it's pretty thick paper for a journal. I think I might be dedicating this journal for just Ghibli gouache landscapes or scenes. And since I have a lot of related stickers, then I put my very first one on the cover. So in this video, I'm only showing you 2 of the 3 paintings that I want to paint on this spread. And my goal is also to use different brands of gouache to compare them and see which one I like best. So the first painting on top is with the HIMI MIYA gouache, which is a lot of fun. It has a lot of nice colors. I quite enjoyed it, but I must say that after painting all those tiny little landscapes in my previous video, I painted those with M-Gram gouache and Winsor & Newton designer gouache, so it's professional quality. I did notice the difference. The professional gouache is creamier, it doesn't dry as fast, and it's so much easier to blend. So when I use the professional gouache and when I use the HIMI gouache, I have to use it in a different way. I have to adapt my style so that I can make it work. I do enjoy working with both, but I found it so much easier to use the professional gouache. The second painting I did with ARTEZA gouache, which as I recall, I only used it once or twice and I had enjoyed using it, but after using the HIMI gouache, again, it was a different experience. The colors are nice and bright too, but the paint, or some of the paints are a bit thicker or pastier, and I had to use a lot more water to make it spread easily on the paper, so I had to adjust again, and it took me a little while before I get used to using it. So again, I'm not going to say it's bad gouache, it's nice and I like the result, but when you get used to working with one brand for a while, it's surprising to see that another brand can be so different. I found that the ARTEZA gouache is a little bit streaky, and I found that the HIMI gouache, to get the opacity that I wanted, I had to add a lot of white to it. But I think I fought more with the ARTEZA gouache, and the white for the highlights was tough to apply. The titanium white was pretty liquid, so it felt like I was not able to add the highlights I wanted to. So at some point I ended up using the HIMI titanium white. It could be me not using it properly too. Who knows? Again, I'm still learning, but I'm having a great time, and I really like the effects because it's not 100% realistic, detailed. It is detailed, but you can see the brush marks, and I really like the effects. Anyway, these are my first 2 attempts at painting something Ghibli. and I've loved it, and I'm gonna do more, and I'm gonna try to make it more and more elaborate and better looking. So I'll have another video for the third painting on the opposite page. It's gonna be a bigger painting and still with Gigi in it. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing to this channel. And let me know what your experience is with Ghibli animation. Have you, or other studios? There's so many really cool Japanese studios that make wonderful movies. Have you ever attempted to paint any of the scenes from any of those movies? I find it daunting because it looks so beautiful and I don't know if I'll be able to reproduce it, but I think the process is a lot of fun. Thank you all for stopping by. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon with another video. Bye bye.